EA is an extremely controversial company in the gaming industry. The quality of their games has gone down, the treatment of employees isn't the best from what we've heard, and now things seem pretty grim for BioWare and Dragon Age Dreadwolf because they have laid off 50 of the 250 employees that were working on the title, and allegedly this game has been indefinitely delayed. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted, and of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and live streams I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So, as you can see, this is a VentureBeat article from the one and the only Dean Takahashi, who, if you do not remember, is the infamous Cuphead, I don't even want to call him gamer, individual who tried to play Cuphead and couldn't even get through the tutorial. But it says EA's BioWare will lay off 50 and cut ties with unionized Keywords playtesting group. It says Electronic Arts said that its BioWare studio, based in Edmonton, Canada, is laying off 50 people on the team, even as Dragon Age Dreadwolf is in the late stages of development. Now, I haven't had to talk about Dreadwolf too many times, but the few that I have, it has not been positive. We have heard that this game is basically in development hell. It was supposed to come out in early 2023. That was the original target date, and then they said late 2023, and I have something to show off in a minute that actually shows they're not even sure when it's going to be released, since it keeps being, put off indefinitely behind the scenes. But everything that we have heard about this game, and also BioWare lately, it just has not been positive news. BioWare is a beloved studio that unfortunately has taken a turn for the worse. EA just does not know how to play off of BioWare's strengths, and it seems like the people that are at BioWare now are just kind of a thrown together team that don't understand the heart of what made them so loved in the first place. But it says the layoffs will likely be a blow to morale at the studio and make the development environment more difficult. Gary McKay, general manager of the developer, told employees in a statement yesterday that the move is mean to make the EA-owned developer a more agile and more focused studio. EA has an estimated 12,000 to 13,000 employees, and BioWare had perhaps 250 people. Now, we do know the only thing that BioWare has been working on is Dragon Age Dreadwolf. It seems that that is a very big title for them, one they had a lot of hopes in, and every team member that we know of was working on that, but no more. It says, in order to meet the needs of our upcoming projects, continue to hold ourselves to the highest standard of quality, and ensure BioWare can continue to thrive in an industry that's rapidly evolving, we must shift towards a more agile and more focused studio. It will allow our developers to iterate quickly, unlock more creativity, and form a clear vision of what we're building before development ramps up. Now, I don't know what he's talking about when he's saying development ramping up, because for the only game they're working on currently, development should actually be ramped down. But it says, in addition, the moves come with a couple of related or perhaps coincidental events. A spokesperson for EA said that the company was unable to come up with an agreement with a part of Keywords, a big game services firm that provides playtesting services. And it does mention in June 2022, this small part of Keywords had a group of contractors who voted to unionize. Now, if you do not know who Keywords is, I just want to show you one singular tweet. Keywords Studio, Gamescom 2023. Toxicity in gaming communities and revenue are related, and the scale of it is bigger than you thought. Don't let bad actors win. Our superhero moderators are at the forefront of trust and safety initiatives and happy to help you. So, as you can see, they are all about fighting toxicity in the gaming industry and making it a healthy environment for everybody. And instead of, focusing on content itself, they are talking about how 7 out of 10 players have avoided playing certain games because of the reputation of the community. I think that that's funny because, let's be honest, we talk about a community like League of Legends. They are known for having one of the most toxic, in air quotes, gaming communities, yet they have millions of players. But I guess, hey, 7 out of 10 players have avoided playing certain games, even though they don't provide those statistics. But a big point here is, yes, they are unable to create a new contract with EA, so EA is going to let the current one expire, and that happens on September 27th. And from what I've seen, about 16 people have been laid off because of this contract expiration. Now, we do not know if those 16 individuals were part of this 50 number or if they were separate, but ultimately it doesn't really matter. But this isn't just EA's fault. I hate EA. A lot of you hate EA, definitely. But any union demands the workers make art to Keyword, who then negotiates a contract to work with EA, and whatever the demands were that Keyword had put in the contract, EA didn't want anything to do with it. So EA either didn't need their services anymore, or they didn't want to pay what the union was asking. They might have not wanted to meet those new requirements Keyword had put into the contract. So we don't exactly know a lot of details here, but these Keyword employees do not work for EA or BioWare. Again, they are contract workers. We don't know if that 16 employee number was also part of the 50. They might have just grouped them together in order to get the press release out there fast enough and easy enough, but it could be related or it could be coincidental. But BioWare has gone through a lot of problems behind the scenes over the past few years. They have been losing a lot of people that have worked with them for years. This was 2020 is where it really starts. BioWare loses GM Casey Hudson and Dragon Age producer Mark Dara. These were the largest individuals to leave, and then after them it has spiraled out of control. It says BioWare loses a fourth major Dragon Age dev as senior creative director Matt Goldman had exited the studio in 2021. Then we get into 2023. Dragon Age Dreadwolf production director Mac Walters leaves BioWare after 19 years, previously claimed he went to bed dreaming up new places to explore. And then, this is much more recent, but BioWare had reportedly lost faith in Star Wars The Old Republic, which is their MMO, and a former developer who had recently left had said it's good for the game, but bad for BioWare. So they are losing people left and right, and they have been starting around 2020. It just seems like behind the scenes, they are losing anyone who is really passionate for the studio and the games they're creating. And it definitely raises a lot of red flags. And not only does this whole situation probably affect the morale at the company, and not only do these layoffs, affect the behind the scenes and the state of projects with the Dreadwolf, but it also means that we could see issues with the next Mass Effect. We already know that it is in pre-production, so there's a lot to worry about here. And I also wanted to reference this that recently released by WCCF Tech. It talks about Dreadwolf and its release date, because Grub is now saying the initial release date was the beginning of 2023, and then internally they pushed it off to late 2023, but now it does not sound like it is releasing at all this year. He said for a while Dragon Age Dreadwolf could have come out this year. In fact, internally at one point the date said that they were looking at it next month, September 2023, but internally Dragon Age Dreadwolf keeps getting pushed back. They moved the internal expectations to March 2024 a while ago, and guess what? It's not coming out then either. It's been pushed back again. It's not coming out until summer 2024 at the earliest at this point. So it has been practically delayed indefinitely internally. And I always say this, I want games to be good. Developers should be taking their time releasing a game when they feel extremely confident in the state that it is in. But it just seems that this game is in development hell. They're losing a lot of creatives on the project, and it just does not sound like things are going the way that they wanted. Things are not very seamless behind the scenes. I obviously will be following the situation pretty closely because I have loved BioWare in the past. They do make some amazing games, and Dragon Age Dreadwolf, next Mass Effect are titles I do want to know more information about. I will be playing, I will be following. But yes, EA's BioWare has laid off 50 individuals and, at the same time, has cut ties with unionized Keywords playtesting group, just spelling even more disaster for everything that's going on behind the scenes. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.